will going to solve more questions of false position method with with the previous concept with the same formulas. Now let's start with this video without wasting our time. So let's start with our another question in this video. We have the question is x square minus 12. So let's start working on this. First of all, we have to find the 2 points between which the root gonna lie. First of all, we have to put 0 in this, and we will going to get minus 12. And if we were going to put 1 in this, we will going to get minus 11. If we will put 2 in this equation, we will going to get minus 8. If we are going to put 3, we will going to get minus 3. And as you can see, the values are getting smaller. So let's see what will be the output. If we put 4, we will going to get 4. So as you can see, the sign is changed. So these are the 2 points between which our roots gonna lie. So let's consider these 2 points, which will be 3, 4. Let's take 3 as x naught, and f of x naught is minus 3, and consider x1 as 4, and f of x1 is 4. So let's create a table over here. X1 x naught, f of x naught, x1 f of x1, and x2 f of x2. So first of all, we have to put our x naughts and f of x naught, which is 3 minus 3, and x1 is 4, and f of x1 is 4. So let's start the working. First of all, we have to show some space over here. So let's start our working from here. First of all, we have to write the formula over here, which is x this is the working for x2. So x2 is equals to x naught, which is 3, minus f of x naught, 3 minus 3, multiply by 4 minus 3 upon 4 minus 3. As you all know the formula, in our last video we have wrote that formula, which was x naught minus f of x naught multiplied by x1 minus x naught upon f of x1 minus f of x naught. So let's find out the answer of this, which will be our x2. X2 is, now we have got 3.42. this is our x2. Let find the f of x2, and it is minus 0.30. so this is our f of x2. Let's write these value in the table. 3.42 minus 0.30. so these are the values. Now replace now we will going to replace this value with the negative. It has a negative sign. We will going to replace this value with a negative sign with this x naught. So this value will replace this value, x naught. So it will going in the second iteration, we will going to get x naught as 3.42 and f of x naught minus 0.30. so our x1 will remain the same. Now this working will be for x, again for x2. Here we will now change our x naught, which will be 3.2 minus 0.30 multiplied by 4 minus 3.42 divided by 4 minus 0.30. so our new x2 will be over here is 3.46, and our f of x2 will be 0.02 minus 0.02. so let's write these value into the table. So this will be 42 and minus 0.02. so let's swap this value again with the negative sign. Our x naught will be changed again, 0.46, and it will be 0.02, and x1 will be remain the same. Now this will again we will going to do the working for x0 over here until we will going to reach for x0. Again we will going to write x0, which is 46 minus 0.02 and multiply by 4 minus 3.46 divided by 4 minus 0.02, and now the new x2 will be 3.462, and f of x2 will be minus 0.00009.8 something, 9.98 something, or we can say minus 9.80 multiplied 10 to the power minus 3. This is this value. This is our output, minus 9.80 multiplied 10 to the power exponential minus 3. So this was it. In this video we have done 3 iterations, and we can do more, but I have done this to just clear the concept of false method. So now let's move on to the coding session. So this is the coding session. In this session we are going to talk about false position code in Python. Now let's start with this code. This is the same code which we have done in our previous video. In this coding we have defined a function which is known as false position function, which has some attribute function x0 and x1 and total and maximum iteration, which is set to be 100. Then we have a very first condition when we enters our function, which is function if function of x0 multiplied by function of x1 greater than 0, it will rise an error which says initial bracket a b do not bracket a root. If it is not valid, if condition is not valid, then it will skip this error and comes down, and we have set an iteration counter. Initialize it is initialized by 0. Then it will count the number of iteration performed in this program. So we have another while loop. After this initializing this counter, we have a while loop which says iteration counter less than maximum counter, it will work. If iteration counter exceed maximum counter iteration or equals to maximum iteration, it will break down. So after entering the while loop, we have a formula of x2, and through this formula we are going to get our x2. Then after getting this x2 value, we will have some conditions. Very first condition is if absolute function of x2 less than tall, then it will return us x2 and number of iteration, else it will go down and check another condition, which is if a function of x2 multiplied by function of x0 less than 0, it will swap change the value of x1 with x2, else it will change the value of x0 with x2. Iteration counter will increment after this performing this function. If the iteration are reached 100 and the while loop is broken, we did not get our approximate root, then it will rise an error which says false position method did not coverage within the maximum number of iteration. Then after coming down, we have another small function which carries our equation, which is named as example function x, which returns our equation x square minus 12, which we have done previously in this video. Then we have root iteration counter equals to false position. We have called our function over here in this line. Then we have printed called the print function over here, which will print our approximate root. Then we have called another function which is iteration print, which will print our iterations over here. Now let's run this code and see what is the approximate root and the number of iteration performed. So the approximate root is 3.46 something and number of iteration performed is 5. So this was the video on false position in Python. So, and we have explained you the solution also. So guys, this was it. This was the video on false position method. So hope you like this video and got to learn something new from this video. So keep following us in this journey of numerical computing. Thank you.